All right, welcome everyone to Behind the Chair University. My name is Latavia Alise. I am a Moroccanoil artistic team member, and today we're going to be talking about textured bridal styles. Now that everything is opening back up and people are able to reschedule their weddings, it's time to get back into doing some bridal styles. I'm a natural hairstylist, and I work with a lot of clients who really want to just wear their natural texture for their looks, but with natural texture, have natural volume. And it is sometimes difficult to contain natural volume with curly hair, but also to create looks that are going to be sustainable throughout the day. So today we're going to show you a look that is going to help you to reduce the amount of hair that you're styling, but also show you techniques and ways using Moroccanoil products to be able to secure the hair so that it stays throughout the night. So let's go ahead and jump into doing some hair. I'm going to have my beautiful model Tisa turn around for you because we're going to show you the foundation of this look. We actually started out by using the Moroccanoil smoothing shampoo and conditioner to prep her hair. And then we blow dried her hair, first using the smoothing lotion and just a tiny dollop of the Moroccanoil blow dry concentrate. That cocktail combination is my favorite combination to straighten curly textures, to remove some of the frizziness from the hair, but also to add some beautiful shine to the hair. So with this look, we're going to kind of concentrate everything kind of being in an up style, and more of the volume and more of the design element being in the front of the hair. So in the beginning, I kind of talked about kind of condensing some of the hair that you're having to style. And my favorite way of doing this is to create anchor braids within the hair. So as a prep to doing this look, I created 2 anchor braids using the Moroccanoil molding cream, which is by far one of my favorite products when styling Upstyles, especially with textured hair, because it gives you a flexible hold, but also a little bit of grit and texture to create these braid looks. I just wanted to mention as I'm going through, if you all have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. We have a chat host, Heather, who's going to feed me these questions so I can answer them throughout. There is an opportunity for you to win a free stylist bag with Moroccanoil. It's valued up to $200 and a free annual subscription to Moroccanoil Online Education. So as I'm going through this, make sure you guys are dropping in those comments. We will be selecting a winner at the end of this education. So I'm going to go through and contain all of this hair into the updo. I'm going to start off by sectioning the front from the back with the ear-to-ear radial parting. So I'm going to get some of this hair out of the way. Tisa has beautiful long hair, and I want to style all of it. But what's really important with what I've learned with styling textured hair is you got to compartmentalize everything to keep your sections neat. So I'm going to create an ear-to-ear radial parting and contain the front in a ponytail before I start to put everything up. So I have a question that came in. What did I prep her hair with? We used the Moroccanoil smoothing lotion with a drop of the Moroccanoil blow dry concentrate. If I wanted her hair to be very silky and smooth, I would have used more of the blow dry concentrate to blow dry her hair. But I want to keep some of this really thick texture and the texture of her natural hair within this look, because I do want the appearance of a fro-like texture to be my final result. So I didn't smooth her hair with an iron or use any, use the blow dry concentrate, because I want to make sure that I contain some of that texture within her style. So I have pulled this forward. For the braids, I did use molding cream, and that's going to create a little bit of texture for me to get more grit and hold while I'm doing the braids. And this technique is usable for any hair texture. If you're trying to condense the amount of hair that you're styling, anchor braids is definitely a great way to do it. With texture hair, you have a lot of volume, you have thickness in the hair, and sometimes your bobby pins are not going to necessarily hold. So what I'm going to use is an old school favorite, topsy tail. So I'm going to use a topsy tail and feed each of the sides of the anchor braids into the opposite. And secure that up into a ponytail. So as I'm going through this, you guys continue to ask me some questions. It doesn't necessarily have to be about the look that I'm doing right now. If you have any general Moroccanoil questions, I'm happy to answer them. So using my Luminous Hairspray Strong, which is a great working spray for blow dries as well. I'm spraying each section to contain my flyaways. I'm feeding my topsy tail into the opposite braid, brushing to kind of smooth the section. I'm wrapping the hair around the topsy tail, anchoring it upwards and pulling through. This is key to really containing your anchor braids. You don't want to necessarily see those braids on either side of the head. So I'm doing a diagonal section, anchoring it up towards the anchor braids. I'm going to pin this out of the way. And I'm going to continue this technique all the way up the hair. So feeding in through the anchor braid on the opposite side, wrapping the hair inside the topsy tail and pulling through. Now, I love this technique because it allows you to manipulate the hair. If you wanted to have less volume or more volume, you can definitely manipulate the hair very easily using this technique. We have another question that came through. What's my favorite product for updo styles? I love molding cream. Molding cream and texture spray are probably my favorite products to work with. Texture spray, especially if you're working with waves or curls, is going to help to allow you to have a little bit of grit, but also more tousled texture for more of like that bohemian finish. But with the molding clay, you get a great hold without it being like a firm committed hold. So those are my two favorite products, but also the Moroccanoil Luminous Hairspray Strong, because it has more of a working spray that gives you a nice hold. We have a question. Do we have a picture of the goal being achieved? I don't have a picture, but I can show you guys my mannequin here. So everything is up in the back. I should have showed you guys that at the beginning. Thank you for asking. Everything is up. We have some 2-stranded rope braids that are going to ultimately be the volume and finish for the design element in the front. So stay tuned. Again, keep your questions coming. We are going to be giving one special person the stylist bag and a year subscription to the Moroccanoil online education. So I'm going to keep working through side to side. It's important to make sure that you are working side to side so that you have even balance as you're working up the hair. These clips are Moroccanoil styling clips. I'll show you one of them. So these are the Moroccanoil styling clips. Not quite alligator clips, but I love that there is a little bit of a notch there that will be able to hold thicker textures and thicker volumes. We do have two other hairsprays that I think are great for working with bridal hair. The extra strong hairspray is for that firm committed hold. So if you know you're working with a client that has hair that is a little more difficult to contain their hold, then I would recommend we're using the extra strong hairspray. What was the hair blow dried straight beforehand? Her hair is probably like a loose, curly, coily texture. and we used a paddle brush and a blow dryer with a concentrator on it to blow dry our hair. And the products that we used were the smoothing lotion and the blow dry concentrate. So I'm working side to side. And you guys can already see that using this method has already like condensed half of the hair that we're working with right now. There's a beautiful finish with this. I love that Tisa has a little bit of color in her hair because you can see more of the dimension. With blondes, you'll definitely see a lot of dimension if you're doing a technique like this. Another question, do you need the iron to achieve those curls at the top? No, we actually did a 2-strand rope braid that I'm going to demo as well. So no iron. This is, I would say, a low maintenance hairstyle that doesn't take a lot of time. And since we aren't using any curling iron, it's definitely going to go a lot quicker. If you were doing this look and you wanted to have more texture throughout, you could use an iron to put a little bit of wave into the hair. But for this look, I wanted to really see more of like an afro texture finish. So no irons were used for this. So I'm continuing to work my way up. Again, we are creating a bridal look. So if you're just tuning in, my name is Latavia Alise. I'm a natural hair stylist in Washington, D.C. And we are creating a bridal look using no heat. We will be using some pins here, maybe in the front. But a topsy tail and some anchor braids, if you guys didn't see it in the beginning, is what I'm looping the hair through to contain all of this beautiful, thick, gorgeous texture up into this updo. You guys have some great questions, so keep asking me questions. Even if it's not about this look, you guys can ask some questions. We got a couple more pieces, and then our back will be complete. And tilt up a little bit. I love the design element that's coming through in the back. I focused this look kind of centered in the back, but if you could do it off-centered, I've done looks using anchor braids where the client wanted a bun in the top. So I created a circle anchor braid and pulled her curls through the circle of the anchor braid. So she had a top knot without using any hair ties. Are you sectioning with a clip? I'm actually sectioning with the topsy tail, and I'm using diagonal sections to make sure that I'm not seeing any partings as I'm pulling the hair upwards. And with the volume and texture that you get from curly hairstyles, you really don't have to worry too much about seeing any sectioning, because as you'll see once I finish this section of the hair, that you can really pull and blouse this hair out if you don't want it to be smooth all the way to the scalp. I can't tell if you are pulling across those braids or to the opposite side. Yes. So I am, in this last section, I'll demo for you guys a little bit better. And maybe even pull this a little bit closer so you can see what I'm doing. Tilt your head back a little bit for me. So if you can kind of see here, we have some anchor braids on either side. There is a space in the middle that I pulled up and contained into a ponytail. But what I'm doing is crossing each section all the way across to the opposite side. I'm putting in my topsy tail first in through the braid at a diagonal. So if you can see that, it's pulled in at a diagonal. The hair is being wrapped around and through the topsy tail. And then I am just pulling through underneath the anchor braid. So now everything in the back of the head is pulled up towards the center. You can now go here and give it a little spray to kind of catch any flyaways. I don't always mind flyaways. But now that with the technique using the anchor braid, you could now blouse this hair if you want a little bit more volume. And I recommend blousing before you start to work in your next section, because once things are pinned, that there's no anchor braids in the front, you may not have the ability to really manipulate this hair that's in the back. Where do you get those hooks? You can actually get a topsy tail. I've seen them sold in like CVS or Walgreens, but Amazon is always a good go-to for, you know, your long hair styling kit, for accessories, different things that you want to work with. So I recommend using Amazon to purchase, and they come in different sizes too. So I have a bigger one, smaller one, all different sizes that you can work with. So now everything in the back of my section is pulled up. I'm going to start to work on creating that volume and design element in the front. So I'm going to have her tilt her head back just a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing. You can pull the hair into ponytails to really contain the hair that you're styling. I love using elastic cording to create my ponytails because you get more security using elastic cording, and you also don't have to really manipulate the hair too much. You're basically wrapping the elastic cording around the base of your ponytail wherever you're starting. So make a fist. I usually prefer to have my thumb against the base of the head, and then I will put in the elastic cording against the base, and then wrap around the base of the ponytail 2 or 3 times. And then you'll tie it off. So I'm doing one side, and then I'm going to pull the opposite side and wrap around the base of the ponytail. And then secure it. This is a great technique to use for any ponytail securing for me, because you want to avoid the bumps that you get or any lumpiness in the base of your ponytail, and using elastic cording definitely helps. Do I recommend brunettes adding lighter tones to their hair for wedding day? I find the dark hair, the detail can get lost. Absolutely. Having your client get some clip-ins to create a little bit of dimension to the hair will definitely help with showcasing the design elements that you're putting into the hair. Because you're absolutely right. With darker hair tones, if it's one base color, you do lose a little bit of that. But a way to upsell the service is for you to create your clip-ins yourself. So if your client does need those clip-ins, then you can offer it as an upgrade to your look. Is there a certain type of elastic cording special for the hair? Where can you find that? Amazon is your best friend. It's your best friend. And there's no specific one for that I am knowledgeable of, a specific one for hair. The one that I get, and I don't have it in front of me because I cut off the length that I need, is in a spool. So it comes in different thicknesses, and then you can just, it comes in different colors. You can get metallic elastic cording, white, the color of the hair, and just have a bunch of different ones in your kit so that you are able to have some flexibility depending on the type of hair that you're looking. What is the order of styling products for textured hair, such as leave-in conditioner, serum, moisturizer, holding product? Your clientele are naturally textured and get concerned with how well their curly could or kinky styles can hold up during events. That's a great question. For the products that I would use, one, you want to determine whether you are working with someone who's wearing their hair curly or who is straightening their hair. If they are straightening their hair, I definitely recommend that you go ahead and start with the blow dry concentrate and smoothing lotion, because it's going to help you remove the texture or kind of relax the texture that you're getting with your curly or thicker textured hair. But using the Moroccanoil treatment, that's going to add shine, but also control frizz, so you have more longevity with your looks, is going to be helpful as well. If the client is wearing their hair naturally curly, I would recommend going in with the leave-in conditioning spray, but also using, if their hair is more kinky curly, their curl control mousse. If they have looser curls, I would recommend using the molding cream. And again, layering Moroccanoil treatment is definitely going to help to maintain the overall shape and structure of your curl, but also to help give you that shine and control frizz. So with this section that was within the ponytail, I went ahead and created a 2-strand rope braid right there at the base, because I'm going to continue to pull everything forward and kind of give her an off-centered bun towards the front of her hair. And now I'm going to have you turn towards the front. And with all this beautiful hair, this is like enough hair for a whole nother hairstyle up here in the front. But that's the great thing about textured hair, is that it's flexible. You have the ability to really shape and structure and create natural volume to the hair. Now, what side do you usually part your hair on, Tisa? This side. Okay. So I'm going to follow kind of her natural part and off-center the hair that's going to be in the front. Again, with natural volume, you don't really, you can hide your sectioning. But what I'm going to do is kind of create a zigzag part, which will help to, again, offset any lines that I would see normally. So turn to the side and tilt your head down. So you guys can see there's a little bit of a zigzag parting there. I'm going to do the same thing on this side, but my sectioning over here is going to be a little less. So I'm going to have minimal hair on this side, more hair on this side, because everything is going to be more concentrated towards the front. So you don't necessarily have to secure everything in ponytails. That section in the back I did because I did want to create a little bit of a foundation and base there. I'm going to go back in with my molding cream, because again, we get flexible hold with this. And this will also, for the person who had the question about, you know, controlling the style and having more longevity, the molding cream is definitely going to help with that. Now, it is a semi-matte finish, so I do recommend like going back in, as you'll see in the end, with some Glimmer Shine spray to bring that shine back to the hair that you may lose with using the molding cream, because it has more of a matte finish. So with my 2-strand rope braid, I'm going to twist one section, both sections to the right, but I'm going to cross over counterclockwise. So twisting the section to the right and crossing over counterclockwise. Twist your section to the right and cross it over counterclockwise. And I'm just going to continue that all the way down. As you can see, I'm doing a little, my fingers are twisting the hair slightly, just to kind of contain the overall structure of my 2-strand rope braid. so that when I stop, it doesn't necessarily unravel. And I'm just going to secure the end with a clear elastic. So this front section is outside, and you guys see that this still kind of contained its shape and didn't unravel. So that's definitely what I'm going for there. I'm going to do the same thing in this back section, but over directing to the right, going back in with a little bit more molding cream. You can cocktail your molding cream with Moroccanoil treatment as well. You know, we talked about kind of like losing some of the shine with it because it is more of like a semi-matte finish. You can cocktail it with the molding cream. So with this section, I'm not going to twist as tightly as I did that first section. This is just based on my preference for where I want to go with the look. I know you guys can see this, the 2-strand rope braid that we created in the back kind of forming there. I wanted to kind of mirror that section, so I am going to keep that a little bit looser. We'll do a little bit of blousing. I'm not too concerned about going all the way to the ends. If you didn't have any clear elastics, I would recommend that you braid the ends. So you kind of continue all the way down till you have about 2 inches of hair left, and then do a 3-stranded braid. So we have those 2 sections. Now for her sides, I do want it to be a little bit smoother. So I am going to pull this up into an elastic on both sides. And I'm going to go in now with just a half a pump of my smoothing lotion. And that can be used on dry hair to kind of contain the look. That's another one of my favorite products for bridal styling as well. Smoothing lotion will definitely maintain the shine of the hair instead of dulling it like the molding cream. But this is going to allow me to have more of a smooth section as I work towards the front. I'm going to use a little bit of hairspray. Smooth this up. And you can go on with an elastic. Another one of my favorite tools that I use during bridal updo styling, if they all kind of separate here as they're in my long hair styling kit, are bungees. So you can use a bungee. I'm actually going to use a black one because this matches her hair better. And with your bungees, it kind of works the same way with the clear elastic. You want to pull it into one side of the hair, it hooks in, and then you just want to wrap around to secure it. So this is another method of securing your ponytails without any kind of disruption. And again, my favorite place, Amazon, it gets you all of your long hair styling tools. Amazon better pay me. I'm like repping Amazon right now. Okay. So here I'm going to create another 2-strand rope braid, twisting both sections to the right, but crossing over counterclockwise. Twist your section to the right, cross it over counterclockwise. Now, I love that you guys asked a question about the curls in the front because it's definitely not any curl at all. It's all rope braids. What's helpful with that too, when you're doing bridal styling, especially if you have like a larger bridal party, you're gonna need some time to really work through everybody's hair. So if you are using techniques like the 2-strand rope braids, then you have a little bit of flexibility with being able to maintain or control your time a little bit faster because you are not curling all of the hair. You're essentially twisting it. And going to create one more ponytail before I start to secure everything up into the bun that we're going to create in the front. So I already have my smoothing lotion on this side. I'm going to pull this through. Use a little bit of my Moroccanoil Hairspray Strongs. To smooth the side. Remember, this is my side that has the lesser amount of hair. So it's going to be a little bit off-centered. Do you use the molding like edge control ever? Yes, absolutely. The molding cream is a great edge control product. Again, kind of cocktailing it with the Moroccanoil treatment will help give you bring more of that shine back into the hair. So if you are using it, just remember it's like more of a semi-matte finish. Yes, it will give you a little bit of grit. I think the best grip that you're going to get is with the dry texture spray. So spraying the hair and spraying your hairpins and bobby pins with the dry texture spray is going to help to secure it into the hair without you really losing, the security. But again, anchor braids will help. You can use those anchor braids to help to secure your styles too, using either hairpins, topsy tails, or even like threading with like extension braid and braiding hair. So now that I have all of my twists here, I'm going to start to blouse them just a bit. It's great that it was very smooth and secure in the beginning because now that I'm twisting the hair within my fingers to kind of blouse my twists, I'm still getting the volume that I need, but my twist is still containing its shape. So you can pull all sides, you can pull some sides, wherever you feel like you want to add a little bit more volume within the twist. I tend to just spin my fingers through the hair, do a little bit more in the front. Okay. So now that I have everything here, I'm just going to start to interweave my twists within each other. And as I'm interweaving, it'll start to give that appearance that the hair is curled. And what I prefer to do is do all of my weaving first before I start to pin so I can really see what direction I'm going. So this kind of just takes your creative eye. Even if you found a picture, not all of the hair is going to end up looking the same, having the same finish. You're going to get a different finish with every hair texture and every head shape that you work with. So you kind of just have to start to feel your look. Pulling this out to have a little bit more volume here. Can we see the back? Absolutely. Let me start to secure some of my twists here, and I will have my model Tisa turn around so she can show you the back of the look. Within the back, if you're just tuning in with us, we used 2 anchor braids to condense the amount of hair that we're styling, but also to give us more security in the overall finish of the look without using any hairpins. Now that we're kind of in the front and we're finishing up, I'm going to start to secure with my hairpins. Braids and 2-strand twists are going to help to create more design element, especially in like darker hair colors. We talked about kind of missing some of the design element if you are working with darker hair. So with this section, if you turn your head this way, she's secure into a ponytail, but I'm going to interweave this in between each other and secure it. And even though it's secured, because I have a twist, I can then go in and blouse it if I need to. And I am weaving my bobby pins within the hair. In some places, you may feel like you need to use a hairpin. Whatever you need to do to secure and manipulate the hair, I say go for it. These ends, you can absolutely kind of like tuck them inside to hide your elastic. And now with my front sections, I'm going to secure this. Because again, we wanted more of like that off-center look. And for here, just because I want a little bit more security, I'm going to crisscross my pins. It's good that I have nails, so I don't have to fight with my bobby pins to open them up. I know the trick that we all use is like back in the day, putting them in your mouth, but that is not sanitary, so don't do that. Sometimes you can wear like a little watch, or if you have a band, it'll help to kind of open them up for you. So as I'm finishing up, I'm just finding loops that will help to create the shape, but also secure the front as I need to. And we are almost finished with this look. And as you see, I'm kind of blousing. That's kind of giving the appearance that she has a lot of curls in the hair. But it's all an illusion. It's an illusion. If you guys have any questions, continue to drop them in the chat. Again, Moroccanoil is offering one lucky stylist to win our giveaway of the stylist bag valued at over $200 worth of products from Moroccanoil and a free annual subscription to Moroccanoil online education. So good luck to all of you who have joined us today. I wish everyone could win because we have some amazing products within our line, and our online education is amazing. It's so hard to, continue to be inspired at this time. We're having to kind of reduce the amount of people that we're working with in the salon and all of the COVID restrictions. But with the online education, you're sure to be inspired and get some more positive energy as we're continuing to work within our field during these trying times. All right. So I have secured everything now. I'll let my model Tisa kind of get a little closer so she can show you a little bit more detail. I know it's a little hard to see with her hair being darker. So we'll get a little bit closer so you guys can see what's going on a little bit further. And we are complete. So I'm gonna have her turn. You see everything is kind of twisted up here. And then this is the look of the hair in the back. And the question that we have is, how do you keep the hair smooth when blousing it apart? It is definitely hard to keep the hair smooth. Good foundation in the beginning with using your smoothing lotion, molding cream, Moroccanoil treatment is going to help with keeping it smooth. But you are always going to get a little bit of texture as you're kind of working through. especially with natural hair. But this is one of the main reasons why I kind of recommend that my clients work with their natural texture, so that as the humidity is affecting the hair, that it's not getting out of control. Another question, I love how her edges don't have the wet gel look. Can you repeat which product you use to smooth her edges effectively? I don't like that either, especially with brides. You want it to be like a classic look. If you have a bride walking down the aisle and her edges are laid, even though it can look cute, it may like date your photo. And when someone looks back 20, 30 years later at their wedding photos, they may not want to see baby hair gel down. So what I used for her was the smoothing lotion cocktail with a Moroccanoil treatment. But I also use the luminous hairspray strong. And that is my favorite working spray when I am doing bridal looks. So that is going to be a go-to for working with edges, but you can also use the can to kind of help lay it down as well. So just smoothing the can against the base of the hair will help to give you that smooth finish along the hairline and your edges without it being like that gel finish. All right, everyone. Well, that is my time. Again, my name is Latavia Alise. I am a Moroccanoil artistic team member from Washington, D.C. Follow us on Instagram at Moroccanoil Pro for more tips on using all of our products, especially our color depositing mask, and as well as the Moroccanoil online education for more videos and techniques on using the Moroccanoil products. From cutting, coloring, styling, you name it, you can find it on Moroccanoil online education.com. So thank you for watching. I hope you were inspired by this natural look and that you took some techniques away that you can start using behind the chair right now for your bridal clients, and that you're more comfortable working with textured hair. Thank you for your time. I'll see you guys next time.